Even the greatest or most known musicians of our time can't escape the honor of being reduced to the guitar. As a guitar teacher, I often transcribe pop songs my students listen to for classical guitar. The most requested artist by students in the last 2 years has without a doubt been Taylor Swift. Though I myself am by no means a Swiftie, I still came around to this song while transcribing it, in a way that it was actually stuck in my head for quite a long time. Also, the slow tempo and small melodic range make the piece perfect for beginner-level arrangements. So let's dive into it. I originally transcribed this song for 4 guitars for a group of students I taught last year. Let's take a quick look at the role of the 4 guitars in this arrangement. As you can see, we start out with the 3rd and 4th guitar playing the intro. The 3rd guitar is playing the high synth harmonies, while the 4th guitar just plays the ghost note rhythm underlying the first verse. Next, the 1st guitar plays the melody, which is playable on the 1st position in its entirety and consists mainly of 3 notes. Now the 2nd guitar joins in, filling out harmonies in a more guitar-typical manner than the 3rd guitar was before. When arranging for solo guitar, we are of course gonna have to ditch most of that. How are we gonna decide what to ditch and what to keep? Well, to make it short, we want the melody, and we want the harmony. Everything else is extra. We are not gonna have the capacity to play the ghost notes of the 4th voice or the high harmonies of the 3rd voice. But first, let's decide what key to transcribe the solo version in. The quartet version is played in the original key of G major, making the main chord progression G major, B minor, C major, and G major, or 1, 3, 4, 1. People who already watched our videos are gonna know what problem I'm gonna have with that, right? There are no open strings. How are we gonna find the perfect key? Well, think of it that way. We have 3 bass strings available, E, A, and D. Since the 1 is played twice in our 4-bar chord progression, I deemed it the most important one to be played on an empty string. So let's take E, A, or D major. E and A both have open strings on the 1 and the 4, while D only has it on the 1. So I decided to take E because that way we can utilize the whole range of the guitar. So now let's take a look at how our first verse looks like with these parameters. As you can see, the melody stays in one position, only changing positions when progressing to a different chord. This is important for melodic playing, since changing positions in one melodic line without certain tricks tends to sound unnatural and exerted. I reduced the chords to bass, or the tonic of the chord, 3rd, and whatever the melody is playing. The root and the 3rd are the most important notes of a chord. The root giving information about the scale degree and the 3rd about the chord quality. The 5th is not as defining in most chords, so it is usually omitted in favor of more important notes. We are doing this to make everything as easy as possible. At some point I must have decided to change the 2nd chord of the main progression from G sharp minor to B major, and I don't even remember why I did that now. Maybe it seemed easier to play to me? It's an enigma. I just don't know. But the 2 chords share most of their notes, so it's actually a relatively common concept called upper structures. In the chorus we are employing the same principles. The chord progression changes to C, G, D, and C in the original, which becomes A, E, B, A, or 4-1-5-4 in our version. In the chorus we have an electric guitar playing 8th note power chords, and the vocal melody on the other hand. I thought it would be nice to add some climactic feeling, so I added layered 3rds to the sung voice. I'm really happy with how this sounds in the quartet version, even if it's just played by Guitar Pro. In the solo version, we are just gonna take the bass of each chord and play it in 8th notes to simulate the rhythmic drive of the original. In the melody, we add some underlying chord notes. This way, we achieve a certain fullness of sound and are constantly reminded of the harmony. Then, there are some little tricks where we change position through the use of open strings in the melody. And there we are. Let's see how it sounds. I have to say I'm really happy with how this turned out. What do you guys think? Make sure to tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you played the piece yourself, please tell us if it worked for you, and if not, tell us what didn't. See you next time.